Evening, everyone. How are you doing? Welcome. It's Middle-Aged Gamer Guy here, and this is Tuesday Night Gaming Chat, where we talk about all the latest gaming news and reviews from the last 7 days or so. How is everyone? Great to see you. Number of people already here. First one here, nice and early, 7 minutes early, was Gilfly over on Twitch. DJ Mike, he's waiting for his number one person. Dave. Flame, good evening. How you doing? Our guest just followed. Thank you. Appreciate that. Over on YouTube, Danker. Evening all. I see you, Dave. There you go. It's the new I see dead people saying. I'm sure it will catch on. Flame over on Twitch. Good evening. How you doing? DJ Mike says it's afternoon, you silly goose. For you, maybe. Not for us. Over on YouTube, Retro Shazar. Hello. How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Dave is number 4. What, the Dave we know. iQuail, our community member of the month. He's last night as well as community member of the month. Be sending you your code as well. I've got that sorted. Welcome on in. I will give you a shout out over on Twitch. There you go, dude. Thank you for the lovely message you put in the Discord as well. Greatly appreciate it. Really, really appreciated that. So I hope you enjoyed. He says, just lurking for a bit while we have our tea. Hope you're having something nice. Our guest says evening all to everyone. We'll bring our guest in shortly. But obviously, I can't do this. Quick man, hello. Says, been playing Sonic Racing Crosswells. Well, we're going to be talking about that tonight. Hope you're well, Quick man. Good to see you. But obviously, I can't do the show alone. I need someone who's a fountain of knowledge. Probably a fountain of youth when he feels like it. And is the co-host who knows the most. Please give it up for the one, the only Mr. David Jones.
Evening, mate. How you doing?
All right, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Evening, everyone in chat. Hope you're all doing well.
There we go. Everyone's there. Don't forget exclamation Dave in chat if you're on Twitch. We are going to get those commands on YouTube as well, so people will be able to do the same commands on Twitch as YouTube. So that will be sorted very shortly, which is fantastic. Cool. Okay. I've just been informed that it's not our guest that's in chat. It's one of the other team from the UK Gaming Network. So hello, how you doing? Welcome on in. So that confused the hell out of me. All right, DJ Mike says it goes Carnage, John Cena, Big Jesse, then Dave for favourite. So there you go.
I'll go with that.
You're in the running. There you go. Plenty of days. How are you and what you've been playing, Dave?
Oh, I'm good, thank you, mate. Just been busy with work and family and all that fun stuff. Gaming wise, though, I played a bit more Gears of War co-op on Sunday. That's the recent remaster, which is still perfectly all right. It's just a good bit of dumb fun, really. That game. Yeah. You're not playing it for its intricate narrative and deep plot or anything like that. You're just playing it to shoot a few people in the face and cut them to pieces with a chainsaw that's on your gun. Yeah, clean fun. So still enjoying it for that. And then apart from that, I'm still carrying on with Metal Gear Solid 5. Still really enjoy that, actually. Yeah. I still can't remember why I'd never got into it when it originally came out, because I did try it. I can remember one of the missions just pissing me off for whatever reason. I didn't really stick with it. Probably too much else out at the time, and I gravitated to that and just never came back to it. But giving it a go now, really quite enjoying it, actually.
I didn't think I'd enjoy it, and I really have enjoyed that. So yeah,
Delta was really good. So that tempted to go back to 5, and so I'll probably try some of the other ones again. Because I haven't played some of the others for years.
Yeah.
So they're worth going back to. Good games.
Yeah. It's funny. There's some games you kind of go, "Oh, I'm not sure about that being remastered," and you try, especially Delta. And I've heard a number of people say that they played Delta and then they've gone back to number 5, like you have, and played it, and it's got them into other titles. It's bizarre. And then there's some games that just keep getting remastered every 6 months, like The Last of Us. So there you go. To you, hello on YouTube. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Welcome on in. Gaming wise for me, obviously I've been mega busy, but I have been still playing Chronos: The New Dawn. And it's funny because I sent Dave a text. I said, I've got to a bit that's doing me head in, because it's kind of a boss fight, but it's not a boss fight. It was a room in a hospital where you basically get like 8 enemies at once attacking you, which makes it just insanely difficult. And I must have spent about, I kid you not, 2.5 hours trying to do that. And I eventually did it. And I was over the moon when I did it. And then I've zoomed quite far in the game in it. So I've done quite well with it. So I think I'm close to completing it because it feels like I'm on the very last mission now. So I get the feeling I might be near the end. So we'll see. But it's funny because I then came across another boss fight, which was so much easier than just attacking normal monsters. So the game seems a bit odd in that way that I know people complained about it's a bit infuriating. It's not made me rage, but there's bits where I go, why is the boss fight easier than where there's just this one room where there's a couple of enemies? It just doesn't seem to make, it doesn't seem balanced, but there you go. And then weirdly, I got an email about a game that we never really covered, but I did talk about a lot of different gaming events last year and the year before. And it came out last year and we didn't cover it and I didn't stream it. And it's just one of those things that passed me by. And it was Pine Hearts, which is this cutesy little game that's almost like a Zelda game, but you go on a camping trip. And they brought it out on mobile. And literally this week. So I've been playing it on my mobile phone. And I absolutely adore it. And it's free. Like the first half of the game's free, then you can buy like an upgrade version or whatever. But I never did a stream of it. And it's mad because we tried it at WASD, we tried it at EGX. I even had meetings with the devs and interviews and everything. And then we never got to cover it last year, which is crazy when you think about it, which is quite sad. So it's nice to see that I finally got round to actually get to playing it, but playing it on my mobile phone of all things. So there you go.
Wow. So there it works.
There you go. So probably never still will stream it ever, but there you go. Let's see. Speaking of remasters, there's a DSX coming. Well, we'll be talking about that later, Danker. UKGN Pad says, I'll move over to YouTube rather than Twitch to stop it getting confusing with the username. That's fine. No worries, Pad. Appreciate that. Dave John says, Mag, what have I told you about shaving? You look like a 12-year-old. Good. Hello, by the way. Hello. There we go. Enough of that. Anyway, now we've got the confusion out of the way. Shall we bring our guest in?
I think we should.
So, this gentleman has been to our Timeless Gaming event for a number of years now, and was covering it on the actual YouTube channel, which is called UK Gaming Network. He is the face of said YouTube channel, but there's a number of people that work, obviously, Pads in chat right now. But he's also does a number of other things, a number of videos that I'm sure he's going to talk about that. Please welcome the wonderful Brian from UK Gaming Network. Hello.
Hello. Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for having me on.
Great to have you here. Because we've only ever briefly met a number of times or on passing by, but we know some of the same people, and it was kind of this year that at least I actually got to have a conversation with you, really, wasn't it?
Indeed. This was my third year at Timeless. Yeah. I was at the one at the two that have been at Arcade Club previously, and then this one in Liverpool this year.
So and, 3 out of 4 ain't bad, because technically the first one wasn't called that. It was called something else, but that was at Arcade Club. But we don't mention the name for that because we might get sued.
Fair enough.
There was a company in Germany that didn't like us using the name, so we changed it to Timeless, and there you go. That's another story. There you go. Dave Johnson says, "Woo!" Another non-mag. So all your links are there. The YouTube channel, the Patreon as well. I forgot to mention I put the link for the Patreon as well. Thank you, Icon. So tell everyone. Dave Johnson says, "Yes, we used to run EGX. We sold it and it got shit." I wish I owned EGX. I would still keep it going and it not be shit. But there you go. So, Brian, tell everyone who's not familiar with the UK Gaming Network exactly what it is. And you've been going for a very long time, haven't you?
21 years now, yes. We celebrated our 20th anniversary last year. Currently, it's mainly a YouTube channel where you'll probably see my face quite a lot on that channel. But in the past, we've provided retro gaming areas for like Comic Cons. Yeah. We've had a website. And when we launched the YouTube channel, we mainly did walkthroughs for Xbox and PlayStation games, like telling people how to get all the achievements on them and things like that.
Yeah.
But in the last 4 years, we've branched out into covering mainly retro games. Because basically, back when I was 17, 18 years old, I was a writer for Games X and Amiga Action magazine.
Yeah.
And so I started doing a series on YouTube, looking back at the games that I reviewed back then, and re-reviewing them today with today's eyes, and they seem to be quite popular. So I've just continued doing them since then. But there's also there's myself and there's Pad, who are the two people who founded UK Gaming Network back in the day. But then you've also got Pad's brother, Pad's wife, who are also involved, and my girlfriend Kirsty, who are all involved in one way or another. And Kirsty is actually in the chat. She's Teru in the chat.
Ah, hello, Teru. Oh, Kirsty. I'll say Kirsty. But...
Yeah.
Amazing. And you're also going to be at a couple of events, because obviously you're very kindly, as we said, you're at Timeless, but you're going to be at the Replay event this weekend, aren't you? Which I've just forgotten the name of, in Blackpool.
Play Expo.
Play Expo.
Yeah.
Thank you. Replay who runs it. But yeah, Play Expo in Blackpool, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm just attending that as a regular member, as a regular member of the public on that one.
Okay.
I'm just going there to have a look around.
Yeah, but if anyone does see you, you can come up and say hi. So, to
yes, I will. I will no doubt be wearing my UK Gaming Network T-shirt.
Nice,
just so that people can spot me.
Plus Super Leagues.
Yes, one of the series that I do is called Retro Game Super Leagues.
Yeah,
where I rank all the games in a specific category.
Nice.
And those have proved to be quite popular as well. So. Okay. I'm having a little bit of imposter syndrome by being here, because when I started doing this, it was it was like I didn't think that people would actually watch me, but they do. So I'm eternally grateful for every single person who's watched any one of my videos.
Well, if you want to watch the videos, the links have been pinned in on the chat for Twitch. I'm sure we can drop some links in the YouTube. But also there is the Patreon. So if people want to not just like and subscribe on the YouTube channel and want to support more, you've got the Patreon.
I've literally just set that up in the last couple of weeks.
Nice.
So I'm still getting used to how that's all going to work. But
yeah,
for the time being, I'm literally just going to use it for posting stuff that's happening on the channel on there for now. I've got no idea how else to use it at the moment. Yeah. I'm learning as I go.
Yeah, it's a good way for other people to support you, and puts a bit of money your way as well. And
you will get all the every single video that we post will get announced on there. Yeah. In the same with our Discord channel as well, which I use for that as well.
Nice. Okay. Sophie, good evening. How you doing? Good to see you. Big Jesse, good evening. How you doing? Dave, thanks for posting the links over on the YouTube. Greatly appreciate it. That's cool. Thank you for doing that. And Jesse for posting them over here. Iqual says, I'm at Play Expo this weekend too. Can't wait. I'm gutted I've had to drop out of that. I'm not going to lie. I was looking forward to it, but needs must. And when a van almost catches fire, then you've got to put the money elsewhere and get a van that gets you to where you need to be, especially when you're doing shows and events. So, yeah, something had to give, and unfortunately, it's Play Expo. The money from that got put to fix the van. So maybe next year I'll be at Play. Who knows? Who knows? But everyone that's going has a great time if you're there for 1 day or 2 days. I know Slopes and Jason are going as well, Mr. Bradbury. So go say hi to them as well if you're going. Shall we crack on with the show, gents?
Let's go for it, mate.
Yes, why not?
Okie dokie. So this is our 236th show. We've got 8 new games for you this week. And we've got the latest gaming news from the last 7 days. We're going to be covering such games as Baby Steps, Silent Hill F, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, Hades 2 is finally in its 1.0 version. And we've got lots of gaming news. We're going to be talking about the fact that Sony are stating that the PlayStation 5 is now the most successful PlayStation console. I thought he said he was. Has he changed his plans, Iqual? Never mind. He normally goes. Maybe he's changed his plans. He messaged me a couple of weeks ago, so never mind. We're also going to be talking about everything announced at the State of Play. So if you haven't seen it, we're going to give you a quick 8-minute recap on all that, because there was some good stuff announced, especially the very last game, because we thought that was in development hell, and it's not. So it's really good. So we're going to crack on with our first game. This is a game that I will be streaming tomorrow night over on TikTok and Twitch at 8:30. So if you want to see me rage like a motherfucker, this is going to be the game. This I've been looking forward to for years when it was first announced in over 2.5 years ago. This came out last Tuesday on PC and PS5, and this is baby steps. Let's go.
Oh, hey, Nate.
Oh,
I heard you screaming. Are you
Jim.
okay?
Yeah, no. Oh, yeah,
I'm
sorry.
here to help, buddy.
I see how you could think I was in trouble. With the screaming, but I'm not.
You're not?
No, just it was just a playful scream. Like a scream of just normal life.
Oh, yeah.
No.
While I'm here, do you want to get hooked up with some...
Oh, no, I'm doing good.
Got some equipment?
Yeah, like,
Shoes?
oh.
All right. Never change, Nate.
Oh, yeah.
Hooroo.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Ooh, ooh. Oh. Oh, bother.
I can't wait to play this. I think this is going to be equally hilarious, but equally rage-inducing. And I'm going to state this now. I asked for a copy on PS5, and they sent me a copy on PC, and I was like, "Shit, is it going to run on my PC?" So I have played about 3 minutes of it just to see if it actually worked, and it does work. And even in that 3 minutes, it made me laugh a lot. So I think this is going to be. I think this is going to be good because everyone's going to be laughing at me at how bad I'm playing this, but I'm going to be laughing at how bad I am at the game. But for anyone who doesn't know what this is, Dave, tell us a little bit more about the game.
Yes, this is a sort of called a physics-based walking simulator. You're playing as a guy called Nate, who's a bit of a sort of man-child, and for whatever reason, he seems to get transported to some sort of strange, sort of mountainous terrain. And he's going to try and find his way through there, across various obstacles like bears or bridges and stuff like that we saw, and I think try and get back to reality, and I guess probably grow a little bit along the way, be less of a man-child. Looks like an interesting game. I can't say it's one that's really grabbed me as much as I can tell it's grabbed you, because I know you've been saying you've been looking forward to it for years, but whenever I've looked at it, I just thought, I don't think I'd personally want to play it. It just looks like it would piss me off. It does look like it could be one of those, controller through the TV screen kind of games for some people. Just look at it, could get quite annoying. But I could imagine it would be fun watching somebody play it and that person getting pissed off with it. Because I can imagine if you've made lots of progress at the mountain, then suddenly you just bump into a bear and then trip all the way back down. Yeah. I mean, that would just tick me off. I know, because I'd just be fed up losing all that progress, having to start again. So I think it's going to be for like a particular crowd, I think, this one. To actually play it. I think most people probably enjoy watching it. That would probably be more fun. I think I'd watch someone play it. Yeah. But yeah, looks like it could be an interesting one.
Yeah. I know, I'm looking forward to it. Blue Lou, hello, welcome on in. Brian, your thoughts on this?
It looks absolutely hilarious, and I will definitely enjoy watching other people play it. But I'm the type of person that can get really, really angry playing Mario Kart. So I'm not going to be playing. I will stay away from playing this one, otherwise the neighbours might get angry.
Okay.
I'll happily watch other people play it, no problem.
Okay.
Because I think it's the same guy that made. Is it Getting Over It?
Getting Over It, yeah. Bennett Foddy, yeah. He's one of the 3 people that made this game. So
yeah. So I will happily tune in and watch you play it tomorrow night.
Okay, yeah.
But I'm not going to be playing it myself.
You can watch me rage free of charge. There you go. Yeah. There you go. Did the producer play Octodad? Don't know. Maybe because of the physics in it, because it's that kind of physics. Now, if you've not seen the show, Pad says, frustrated Brian is hilarious playing games. That'll be something we have to do. For the record, no, this game would irritate the crap out of me. So I seem to be only me and Danka seem to be the only ones that are loving this right now, but we'll see. At least you get watching me fail.
There probably is a Super Metroid live stream on our saved on our Twitch channel where I did swear rather a lot towards the end of that. And I know Pad was finding that very, very hilarious when it was happening.
No, there's moments. It happens to the best of us. It happens to the best of us. Right, so for those who might not be familiar with the show, we don't technically review the games, but I scour the internet for tons of reviews, and I squish that into an average score. Now, you may have seen Danka's already posted a score in the chat, and he said in 8 out of 10, you can have halves or whole numbers, and if you get it right, we give you a shout-out for the channel. Now, I'm the only one that knows the average, because I'm the one who wrote the show. Dave helped select the games for tonight, but he doesn't know what the average scores are. Our guest doesn't know, so they're going to guess along with you. And as I say, we'll see. Now, Danka says, my score may be swayed by the love and not what reviewers may have said. So we'll see. So Danka is saying an 8 over on YouTube. Judges are saying a 7. Gilfly saying 7.5. Flame saying 7.5. Dave also knows the scores because it's a huge conspiracy. Bullshit is what I say to that. Ems, good evening. How are you? Lovely to see you. Dave, we'll start with you. What do you reckon Baby Steps got?
I'm going to try 7.5.
7.5. Okay. Ems is saying an 8. There you go. Dave is saying a 7.5. Brian, what do you reckon?
I'm seeing a lot of 8s in the chat. I'm going to go for an 8.5 just to be different.
Okay, going for an 8.5. Icar says, I could see this being Marmite. A 7 maybe. So, folks, get your scores in. This will be your last chance. This is Baby Steps, which came out last Tuesday on PC and PS5. And as I say, you can watch me play it on TikTok and Twitch at 8:30 tomorrow. And if I rage that much, the stream might be over by 9 o'clock tomorrow. So we'll see. If there's no more scores in the chat, I can tell you this is fair. Oh, Quickman says 7.5. Well, we'll log that one. That's okay. I can tell you IGN gave this a 9 out of 10.
Oh, wow.
Like, they went really high with this. But other reviewers didn't go as high. But generally, it reviewed very well. And it did get an 8 out of 10 on average. So there you go. 8 out of 10. So, well done, Ems. You got it right. Well done, Danka. So if we can have shout-outs for them for the first one. But yeah, I think the lowest scores it got was 7.5s, which I know a few other people said. So there you go. Well done. First couple of people to get it right. Well done to you. You will be getting shout-outs on the channels that you are on. Let's move on to another game. Something a bit more puzzle-related. First of two sort of puzzle games. And Sophie, if you're still in chat, there's one that I know you're going to love, which is coming up after this one, because I know you played the first one. But this also came out last Tuesday, but just on PC. And this is House of Tesla. Let's have a look at the trailer for this. There you go. This is apparently by Blue Brain, who did the House of Da Vinci game series. Thank you, Dank. I did not know that. So that's good to know. But yeah, this reminds me of, obviously it's puzzle games, but it reminds me of games like The Witness. And obviously you start with one puzzle room that takes you into another puzzle room, which takes you to another puzzle room, and you unlock stuff and unfold the story. So I'm guessing that's kind of where they're going with this, isn't it, Dave?
Yeah, that looks like it. It made me think of the Myst games, like Myst and River. Look like that sort of thing where you're just moving through a pretty beautiful looking environment, solving all these intricate puzzles. And that is what you're doing in this one. I think you're in a sort of recreation of one of Tesla's facilities, and you're exploring it, trying to solve the mystery and solve various puzzles as you're going along. Looks like quite a cool little puzzle game. I think it's got a bit of an escape room sort of elements to it as well as you're solving the puzzles. But yeah, looks pretty decent. I just want to give a go. I always quite like the look of the Myst series. Never got into them, but this one looks like cool.
I enjoyed Myst, and when they did the revamp of it a couple of years ago, I enjoyed that. So I played the original and the revamp.
I've been meaning to try them because they came onto VR as well. I thought that'd be quite cool on VR. So I've been meaning to try them, just not got around to it yet.
Yeah, but yeah, I quite like stuff like this. I find these more a bit chilled and sort of thing. You can just sit back and relax with. Brian, what are your thoughts to this one?
I've also bought Riven on VR, but I've never actually got around to playing it since buying it. But yeah, I was definitely getting Myst vibes from the trailer.
Yeah,
it's nice to relax and play a game of this type every now and then.
Yeah,
it didn't look like anything groundbreaking, but not every game has to be.
No, that's true. That's true.
But yeah, it looks like it's worth a play.
Yeah, I would try this. So far, what we've shown, 2 out of 2 for me. I would play all these. Folks, get your scores on the chat. Danka says it's 12 hours long. Seems to be the average completion time for this. That's not bad.
No, that sounds pretty good to me. I'd rather see a shorter time than like a 50-hour plus open world. Yeah. 12 hours sounds good.
Right, so we got some scores coming in already. Danka saying a 7 out of 10 for this one. Pad saying a 7 out of 10. Quickman says a 6. It looks cool, but I feel like this is a style of game has fallen out of favour with reviewers. Okay, fair enough. Flame saying 6.5. Brian, I'll start with you this time. What do you reckon this got?
I think I'll go with a 7 for this one.
Yeah.
As I say, it doesn't look like anything new, but it looks like it's well made.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll go with a 7.
Okay, going with a 7. Retro Shazar, a 6. Dank says there's a demo as well, so if you want to check it out, go have a play now. iQuail, 7. And Dave, what do you say to this one?
I think I'll try a 7 as well.
You're going for a 7 as well. 7 seems to be popular. Gilfly, also saying 7. There's quite a few 7s. Folks, last chance. Get your scores in now. I'm glad demos are coming back a bit. I know, well, they seem to be more on Steam than anything. You still do get a few console demos, but they are a bit few and far between. But we'll see. There we go. M's saying a 7 as well. But folks, get your scores in. This is House of Tesla, which came out last Tuesday. And it's only on PC at the moment. So we'll see if it does quite well. Maybe it will make its way onto consoles. I can tell you, folks, if there are no more guesses in the chat, that this massively divided people, this game. Okay? It got loads of reviews of 4 out of 10.
Oh, dear.
Right? But then some people really loved it, and it got highs of 8 out of 10. This was the most difficult one to work out and balance out on average scores from views. But it does mean it sits around a fairly good 6 out of 10. There you go. So it's worth checking out. I think some people are going to like it more than other people. Some of the reviews were scathing, but some people absolutely adored it. Absolutely adored it. So it's very difficult for that. So as I say, take these averages with a pinch of salt because they're not really proper review scores.
At least there's a demo there to try before you buy.
Try it. You might get it. You might try the demo and you might hate it and give it a 4 out of 10. You might play it and give it an 8 out of 10. You know, it might be your game of the year. You just don't know. So go check it out. Let's see who got them all right. So for a 6 out of 10, We have got Retro Jazar over on YouTube. Congratulations. Quickman on Twitch. Well done. You got it right as well. I think it was just 2 again for that. So well done. Well done to you for getting those right. Shout outs to going now out in the relevant channels. Please do go follow these wonderful people. Let's talk some gaming news before we move on to our next game. So, the day before State of Play, and I don't know whether this was a bit of a fuck you, or it could have just been very well timed, because I know he was celebrating the 10-year anniversary of Kojima Productions, and basically did state that he's got the next 20 years planned in his head, and got it all planned out. You know. But Kojima did a very special sort of stream and made a load of announcements, and there was a number of things that were announced. So I'm going to work backwards because there's one big thing that everyone was focusing on, but we'll talk about that last. But in terms of Death Stranding news, obviously we had the wonderful Death Stranding 2 that came out back in the summer in July, but there's going to be a Death Stranding anime that's coming out, which again is set in a universe but focuses on new characters. Plus, there was an update on the Death Stranding movie, which they have also said is set in a universe but focuses on a new story, a new character. So, don't know whether you'll get Norman Reedus popping up in a cameo. Don't know. But it is going to be a brand new story, but set in that universe. JL, good evening. How are you? Good to see you. We also got the first poster for Kojima's next PlayStation game, which is Physicist, but it was only a poster. We have got no other information on this, but he has stated it is an espionage type thriller game. So could be sort of a bit like some of the Metal Gear games he did, could be going a bit Hitman or the new James Bond game in that respect. But that will be the next PlayStation thing. But the big one, and we're not going to play the trailer for this because it's going to take up too much time, but I am going to say, do check it out because I got sent it by someone who says, you need to watch this. And I absolutely adored this. So we know he's been working on this new game called OD, which in some ways could be a successor to PT, if you watch the trailer. But PT was supposed to become Silent Hills, and then that project got scrapped. But it's called OD Knock. And this is the game that is solely for Xbox and Microsoft Studios, so PC and Xbox. So it's going to be an exclusive for that. Whether it's a timed exclusive, we don't know. But it's got some well-known actors and actresses in it. Very much horror vibes. A little nod to Death Stranding because there's a candle shaped like a baby with that. Plus the crying of a baby like PT. So there was other nods to his other things. And generally looks horrifying. Now, whether the visuals are in-game footage or capture of the game, I don't know. It could be like cutscenes from the game. Knowing Kojima might not even feature in the game. You just don't know. But it's certainly got me intrigued, and I do love a good horror. So I want to know what people thought. If you've seen the trailer, do go. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. But for anyone who has seen it, give your thoughts. So I'm going to ask Dave and Brian their thoughts on this and the other things he's announced, and we'll look at what chat's saying as well.
You know, I thought he had the horror atmosphere, down passing that. It was very, very creepy, very well put together trailer. So it'll be interesting to see what the full game actually turns out to be like. So I think, from what I've been reading, it's meant to be a bit of an anthology series. Kojima's doing a part of it, and then other people are doing their own part.
Yeah, Jordan Peele, I think, who did Get Out and Nope and some other stuff.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see, how many parts are artists to this anthology, and if they all, are as good as Kojima's, or or possibly even better, because you just don't know. Could be. So it's to see what the entire thing actually turns out to be like. But from that little clip we got to see of Kojima's bit, properly creepy.
Yeah,
I think if anyone who played PT, they'd be quite happy with what we've seen so far.
Yeah.
It just looks like it lives up to that, but just sheer creepiness and making you feel uncomfortable.
That's quite a good in-joke if it was meant to be an in-joke, because obviously Jordan Peele's involved with it. So saw it and went Nope, which was Jordan Peele's last film. And if it wasn't, that was genius. Anyway, not for me then. There you go. Brian, your thoughts on it?
It looked absolutely incredible from a technology point of view. I would not be surprised if this is a next-gen Xbox title.
Possibly.
because let's face it, it's probably going to be that far away.
Yeah, because there's no date set for it.
But having been traumatized by my enforced playing of the original Silent Hill back in the day,
yeah,
I'm not very good with horror games, so I very much doubt I'll play it for longer than half an hour.
Okay.
but it does look absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I think seeing as how good Death Stranding 2 looked and the facial animation and everything with that, I can see that actually being in the game. I've got the feeling that is part of one of the cutscenes and stuff. And you know, they showed some of the stuff at Summer Games Fest, at how they were filming some of the scenes for Death Stranding 2. So I think it'd be good. And I never got to play PT because obviously it was a demo on PlayStation 4 and I never had a PlayStation 4, but watched many people play it and enjoyed scaring myself as well as the people watching it when playing it. So I'm really down for this. I really am. I think this would be good. And even the other game there's only a poster for. I think it's good to see that he's dabbling in the horror stuff and then he's going back to his spy roots like he did with Metal Gear. So I'm intrigued, but you never know what you're going to get with this guy because his ideas are so far out there. But hey, it works. People love it. I like the guy.
He wants to make movies. Let's face it.
He does.
Okay.
He does. And I think
Definitely.
the next step with
He
this.
does like his lengthy cutscenes, especially in some of the Metal Gears.
Yeah, especially the 20-minute ones. So there you go.
Oh, God, yeah.
Want any gameplay in one of his games? You'll have to wait. But there you go. So I'm no doubt we will get more information as it will be announced. I wouldn't be surprised if he turns up at the Game Awards and something else gets teased or announced because he's always with his best mate Jeff. So we get some more announcements in December. We shall see. Moving on to our next game. Hopefully Sophie is still in chat. Because I know Sophie played the first one of these, and I think she enjoyed it. She played Agatha Christie's Murder on the Orient Express, which came out, I think, about a year or two ago now. Now they've brought out the next one. And obviously, just like the films, it's kind of followed in. And this is Agatha Christie's Death on the Nile, the game. This came out last Tuesday. It's on PS5, Xbox Series X, Nintendo Switch, and PC. Let's have a look at this second game in the series.
When murder calls, Poirot must respond.
Privileged to work with you, Mr. Poirot. My name is Jane Royce. I'm your biggest fan.
I've seen this pistol somewhere before.
Now our adventure can begin.
Ladies and gentlemen, luncheon is served.
It's a lovely evening, isn't it?
Let's see if it's really well secured.
Monsieur Poirot, you are a magician.
There are some interesting characters on this boat. You and I are not done yet.
I will bring them to justice.
You don't want to get on my bad side. She's become completely unhinged. She's having fun terrorizing us.
Listen, you stupid man. I know my business.
Did you see anyone run past just now? Don't move from here.
Who the hell do you work for? Give it up. You're trapped.
I'm close to the truth.
Yeah, so just to clear up, there have been multiples of these games, but technically, if you go with Agatha Christie's stories, this does kind of intertwine because there's characters that were in Murder on the Orient Express that do appear in this. If you've seen the original Peter Ustinov films and obviously the remakes with Kenneth Branagh. So that's why I said technically this is the second one in story, but it's technically not the second game. So just to clear that up, that's probably confused people even more. But there you go. But I knew Sophie would enjoy this because she has played a lot of these. Dave's just like, fuck it, it's a game. There you go. But yeah, Agatha Christie. So go for it, Dave. Tell us more.
Yeah. Yes, it's taking the classic story, but they're taking it from its original 1930s location up to the sort of disco era of the 1970s, which I can't say I'm totally taken by looking at the trailer. I prefer the sort of 1930s setting for like Agatha Christie story. It just seems to fit better to me. I guess they thought they could do something interesting with it, so they've moved it to the 1970s and then they've adapted it a little bit. While you've still got the main mystery there, you've got other little mysteries to solve, and you've got a whole new detective who's joining Poirot. New character called Jane Royce, just created for the game. So she's there to get like a different perspective and to like solve her own pieces of the puzzle. But you've got I think things that are similar to the previous game. You've got like a sort of mind map system where you can put clues together, and you can use clues that you've collected to challenge some of your suspects that you're talking to try and catch them out in lies to get more information out of them. But otherwise, it looks like it could be an interesting game. 1970 setting could work for it. I guess if you're not familiar with the normal side of the story, this is your first time going to it, probably won't bother you. You'll probably get something out of it. But for a sort of third person detective game, looks like it could be okay. Yeah. I never played the first one, but I also it looks interesting. So I like the Agatha Christie characters, so I might have a look at some point.
I know Sophie's enjoyed these because she said she's been playing them, and I know when we talked about Murder on the Orient Express, she was quite happy that we covered it. So again, it's something I would play, but I wouldn't run to play this one. It's kind of like
I'd probably pick it up at a Steam sale in a year or two.
Exactly. I would try it, or if it's on Game Pass or PS Plus or whatever, give it a try. Brian, your thoughts on this one?
I'm a sucker for a point and click adventure game. So, and there have been loads of murder mystery games that have worked quite well in that genre. Things like Cruise for a Corpse, and there was one called The Raven, which I really enjoyed as well.
I remember that.
So I think this is one. It's one that I want to play. I did actually try to get hold of a rental copy of this last week, but I haven't been able to get it yet. So it's definitely one that I want to play. I'm like Dave. I'm not 100% sold on the 1970s setting for it.
Yeah,
but the story, if they've kept the story intact, is still a great story regardless of when it's set. So I'm definitely intrigued to see what they've done with it on that side of things.
Yeah. Iqual said, should have gone for new romantic 80s or rave scene early 90s. No reason, but there is much logic as the 70s, but with a better soundtrack. Maybe if they could get the licensing deals. Let's see what chat are saying, because they've already started to get scores in for this one. Quickman saying a 7 out of 10. Danker saying 7.5. Pad saying 7. Terry saying 6. And I'm going to start with Dave on this one. What do you reckon to this one?
I'm going to try a 7 for this one.
Going for a 7 out of 10 for this one. Retro Jazar also agreeing with you, as so is Ems. Both saying 7 as well. Flame also saying a 7. Lots of 7s coming in. Brian, your thoughts?
I'll go with a 6.5 for this one, I think.
Slightly less,
knowing the games that the developer have made before, it's probably a little bit janky in places.
Okay.
But you can usually see past that when the story's good.
Yeah. Okay. So 6. Yeah.
6.5.
Okay. Awesome. Some people are going slightly higher than both Brian and Dave. Gilfly with a 7.5. iQuail with a 7.5. So we'll see. Folks, last chance to get your scores in. This is Agatha Christie's Death on the Nile, which came out last Tuesday on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Nintendo Switch, and PC. And if there are no more scores, I can tell you, Sophie says Agatha Christie games are great. I know she enjoys them. This got a decent 7.5. So there you go, 7.5. JL, just come in there. I'm gonna let him have that. That came up just as I put the thing up. So I'll let JL have that. 7.5. iQuail, 7.5. Gilfly said 7.5. Well done. Who else got that right? Danker is 2 for 3 tonight so far. 2 for 3. Said 7.5. So there we go. All the shout outs going out now on the Relative channels. Congratulations to you for getting that right. No, I'm going to be fair. JL, you were close, mate. You were like literally your score came through on the chat, so I pressed the button. So I'll let you. And I get some people sometimes have a bit of a delay depending on what platform they're watching on. So I will allow it. I will allow that one. Okay, moving on to our next game. Moving into horror. Yes, horror time, people. A game that has been very much talked about because this is the brand new Silent Hill. However, it's the first Silent Hill not set in Silent Hill. Does that make any sense? Probably not.
No.
But we shall see. Now, does it mean that it's going to be as good or better than last year's Silent Hill 2 remake? We shall have to see. Here comes the trailer. Also, to let you know, I will be streaming this, even though this came out last week, because this came out last Thursday. I will be streaming this next week on the channel as part of the October lineup. So, I had so many games to cover. This is going to be landing next week. So, here is the trailer for this. Thank you, Sophie. I appreciate it.
Enough already! Hinako, your father... Stop sugarcoating it! So cut the crap and apologize! To me! To Tuko! To Mother! Apologize for all the trouble you've caused us!
I do quite envy her, though. I can't believe it was her. I have to say, I'm rather jealous. Why her of all people?
I see. For today only, this will be our little secret. But if it happens to remain alive even after today, as your sister, I'll kill you if I must, for his sake as well. Can I just check one thing with the mods that are on doing stuff for YouTube? Could you make sure the shout outs are going out on YouTube, please? Because some people have got guesses right and I've not seen them. So if you can do that, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Danker's just dropped something in chat saying, whilst we are on Silent Hill, breaking news. Bloober Team and Investor Call have just confirmed Silent Hill is getting a remake.
Cool.
Awesome. Well, hopefully they'll do just as good a job as they did with the second one. But this is something completely new, isn't it, Dave? This is something very different.
Yeah,
it's
a different team doing this one. It's a team called Neobards, and what's happening with this one? They're taking it for the traditional American sort of Midwest setting into like a rural Japan in the 1960s.
Yeah.
So whilst it's a sort of change of location, it's still got like the standard Silent Hill motifs that you see. It's got the fog that comes rolling in. It's got these sort of alternate realities that your character ends up in, different parts of the story. It's still going to feel like a Silent Hill game, but it's just got just that different type of setting. But it looks like an interesting one because you're playing a teenage girl called Hinako. It's got a bit of a fucked up family life by the look of it. Dad looks like a bit of a drunk who oppresses and probably beats the mother.
Yeah.
So your character's just trying to sort of survive life as a teenage girl in 1960s 1960s Japanese village. But then all hell kind of breaks loose. Everyone sort of vanishes apart from some of her friends who she tries to sort of keep up with through the story. But she's trying to navigate her way through, trying to fight off all these strange monsters that have come up and navigate through the alternate dimensions when they appear. So yeah, certainly looks pretty cool. I'm not 100% on the combat in it because it's very melee focused. There's no guns or anything like that. It's all melee focused, and all the weapons have got durability as well, so they can break. So you've got to be sort of careful when you use the weapons. I think you're probably more you should look more to sort of trying to run away from things, avoid combat where possible. Conserve your weapons for the times when you really need it.
Yeah,
so it looks like it might be quite tricky in places. Some of the monster designs are pretty fucked up too. Just look properly twisted and evil. So it does look like quite a good game for Silent Hill fans. Yeah, for horror fans. And I believe as well that from what I've been reading, it's worth doing like multiple playthroughs. I think you get stuff. Probably on the second playthrough is a bit more. That'll come up. Things might change. So that sounds quite cool. Good bit of replay value there for people.
Yeah, they've stated it's a 9-hour game. So it doesn't seem that long in comparison to, say, the Silent Hill 2, which, to be honest, was too long. As we
that was padding too much.
But you play it the first time and you get a specific ending. But then when you play it the second time, there are different enemies, there are different secrets, some of the puzzles change, and then you can start unlocking multiple endings. And I believe there's 5 different endings to this game. So even if you play it twice, you're going to get 2 different endings. So there seems to be a lot of replay value in this, which is
that's good.
Which seems good. But we'll see. We'll see how it fares. Brian, first Silent Hill scared you senseless. So would you try this?
I've watched Teru play it. And it certainly looked really, really good. Definitely a lot scarier than most horror games out there.
Yeah.
I've actually been referring to this game as Silent Hilf since the first trailer since the first trailer dropped, and it's just kind of stuck ever since, and I can't stop calling it that. And anytime people refers to it,
I'm going to start calling it that.
But I've seen it. It does look like a game that I will try myself at some point. Yeah. I mean, going back to what I said about the original Silent Hill, I wrote a 64-page walkthrough for the original Silent Hill for a PlayStation magazine back in the day, and because I was on a deadline, I couldn't stop playing it even when the game was freaking me out. Because so I sat there at 1:30 in the morning, scaring myself senseless because I knew I had to get this thing finished. That's kind of put me off. But these days I can play them for about half an hour, then switch it off, and then come back and play another half an hour another time. And so I didn't actually play the Silent Hill 2 remake. I never actually got round to that. But I do like the look of this one.
Yeah. I think we said it didn't end up in our top Silent Hill 2 remake. Didn't end up in the top 15 games of the year for us. But we certainly give it a highly recommended, because I think we felt that they did a great remake, but they dragged it on a bit too much. They put stuff where
9 hours seems about right to me for
this seems like a lot
for this kind of game,
kind of thing. Whereas it was getting to 15 plus hours, and you're like, there was so much
close to 20 for me.
Yeah,
it was just a bit. Yeah. Every section was just padded out just that bit too much.
Yeah. So, but hey ho. Still a very good game. So if you haven't played the Silent Hill 2 remake, do check it out. But be prepared that it goes on a little bit longer than it should be. Guildfly says, wondering what the story's going to be like on it. There you go.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, completely effed up. Yeah, that's probably why it's called Silent Hill. It's like Silent Hill. Fuck! He made me play SH2 on a stream. Yes, there you go. Sophie,
that wasn't just me.
No, just lots of people.
That was the rest of the UK. That was Pad involved in that one as well. It wasn't just me.
So it should say they made me play, not he made me play. But there you go. Welcome back, Dave. Okay, so folks, get your scores in. Danker's already coming in with a score already. 8.5 out of 10. Get your scores in chat now. You'll get a shout out if you get it correct. And Brian, I'm going to start with you this time. What do you reckon this got?
It's got to be an 8 or an 8.5. I'm not sure which. I've seen I've seen a lot of positive reviews, but I've also seen some people not liking the action side of it.
Yeah.
Probably go with an 8, I think.
Okay, going for an 8. All right, Teru, also an 8.5. Flame, 7.5. Retro 7, so we're dropping now. Dave, what say you on this one?
I'll try an 8.5.
Okay, going for the higher end, 8.5. All right. Folks, get your scores in for this. This is Silent Health, as we're now calling it, instead of Silent Hill. Fuck! Could be called either. iQuell saying an 8 for this one, agreeing with Brian. This came out last Thursday on PlayStation 5, PC, and Xbox Series X and S. Ems is also saying an 8. I'm going to wait just in case anyone drops a score, because I'm going to say, because if no one else is going to put any more scores in the chat, I can tell you that Quickman went with a 9. Thank you, Quickman. I didn't see that. 9 out of 10 for Quickman. This did actually get highs of 9s. Gilfly saying an 8. It's hate. I can't say it's H UK. I got that so wrong. Thank you so much saying a 7. Did get highs. I think GameSpot gave this a 9 out of 10. However, it kind of under criticism because IGN came back in with a good old, we're not sure what to give you this, 7 out of 10. So you're probably sitting there thinking, well, it's probably going to get round about an 8. Because, 7s and 9s. But it didn't, because most other people reviewed it and they liked it more, even if the combat is a bit janky. And the averages worked out at 8.5. So 8.5. Well done, Dave. Your
Thank
first
you.
one tonight. You got that right. Let's see who else said 8.5. Teru got 8.5 over on YouTube.
I haven't got one right yet.
Yeah, there you go. Don't worry. We've been secretly dropping your links in anyway, Brian. So don't worry. You don't know if you've seen them, but they've been, iQuell's been slowly popping them in YouTube and that every so often. So we do that just to, we run the competition, but, we have had guests that have got none right and we're still like, drop their links in anyway. Just drop the links in. So
That's
there you
all
go.
right.
Yeah.
That's okay then.
Yeah, you'll be all right. Don't worry. We'll look after you. We look after our guests. But there you go. 8.5. Congratulations to everyone. And what I'm going to say is, as I always do, because we're halfway through the games now, please do go follow these people's channels. Please do click their links. Please do subscribe, follow, whatever, because they spend the time to come and watch this show week in, week out. So we greatly appreciate it. So go give a bit of love back. Thank you so much. Now, going on for more PlayStation stuff. Last Wednesday, I think it was, last Wednesday evening, we had the PlayStation latest state of play. And boy, what a one it was. There was some really cool stuff in it. And some stuff that I just sat there and kind of went, heh, because I wasn't that fussed. Looking at you, Microsoft Flight Simulator coming to PS5. Who cares? Seriously. I'm just going to say that now. And if anyone does enjoy that game, that's fine. Not knocking you, but I just don't see the point of it being on PlayStation. So we are going to basically do a very quick run through, as I always do, lifted from IGN. Thanks, IGN. We're going to basically condense that hour-long presentation into 8 minutes, and we are going to just recap a few of the games that were announced on there. So if by the magic of technology, I'm going to press this, and I'll probably drop the music down, even though it is copyright free, and do this. And we're going to have a look at everything that was announced at the Sony State of Play. Here it goes. There you go. I'll knock that down a bit. So this was the first one, which obviously
is looking very good.
It's looking very good indeed. Obviously, you can
This
see
is-
where.
This is definitely the game that I'm most excited about from the entire presentation.
Yeah. I think the fact that, it's got some of the mechanics that you've seen from their previous game, Returnal, but lots of new stuff in it. It just looks exceptional. Exceptional, really does. So I'm excited for that, Staros. That comes out in March, which is great, so we've got a date.
Not far away. This looks quite cool. This is from Zatum, who made Disco Elysium. This is Zero Braids.
Yes, this is their follow-up.
Disco Elysium was a very, very, very good game, but pretty much all the team that made it was split off Zarum. So who knows what this actually turned out to be like.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed, it still looks cool.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Microsoft chucking stuff onto PlayStation.
With
well, you can see they're going down to be a third-party publisher. You know, a Microsoft Xbox Studios game in a PlayStation State of Play. You wouldn't have thought of it a year or so ago.
I know, but there you go. December, if anyone is interested in that. We've got more action. Battlefield, which obviously we get next month.
It looks gorgeous, but I'm not expecting much out of it gameplay-wise.
No.
I never think the Battlefield campaigns are that good, to be honest. They're all about 7, really. They're pretty out.
I'm hoping it has a campaign because I'm not interested in multiplayer.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So we're literally only 10 days away. Then as Danka mentioned, and Quickman, Deus Ex Remastered.
I loved this game back in the day, so I'm definitely interested to see what it turns out like with this remaster. Looks pretty cool what they've done so far.
Yeah.
The studio making it aspire, but they're a bit of a mixed bag with what they've brought out.
They've done some good ones, some bad ones. Yeah. The Halloween game that was announced a couple of months ago, we saw a bit more of the multiplayer. We've still yet to see the single player portion of this game yet. Yeah, some people have said that the Deus Ex Remaster looks a bit wonky, but as I said,
more of it.
Yeah, it seems alright. But I'm looking forward to that. I do like my horror games.
I think was this the last epoch?
Yes.
This is where my sort of interest went a bit in the showcase. A lot of the stuff, like in the middle section, stuff just
yeah.
My interest didn't peak again until pretty much at the end when I started talking about Gran Turismo getting updates.
Yeah, there you go. 7 Deadly Sins Origin.
Ah, this was the last epoch.
Yeah, this is the last epoch. There we go. Which, am I right, is already out on PC, but it's finally making its way to...
Yeah, and it's coming at the same time as like a big expansion to the game.
There you go.
Enjoy it on PlayStation.
And then, obviously, a game we're going to talk about in a minute. More characters were announced for it. We're getting Mega Man and Proto Man in Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. And we're going to be talking about that game after this.
I think this was Neo 3, which is coming out.
Yes, February, I believe, for this one.
Yeah, not far off. Especially that Souls-like. I think the last couple of Neo games have been pretty challenging, so I assume this is going to be just as tough. But if you like a challenge, that one's away.
Yeah, February the 6th.
And then it's just the Dynasty Warriors 3 remaster.
Yeah.
Which doesn't interest me remotely, but I think it must have been classed as a fairly high point in the series, the third one.
Yeah, for them to
do
do
it.
it.
Making this one. It looks nice enough from what I can tell.
It does.
I think Dynasty Warriors is is to Japanese gamers what Call of Duty is to Western gamers.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yeah. But it does look like they've done a really good job with it. Icon says, I saw something on a Deus Ex a few years ago. Apparently the original struggled in America, certain parts pronounced it in Deus Ex. I've no idea if that is correct, but it was a funny story that stuck with me. PS2 era was best for Dynasty Warriors. Code Vein 2, that's out in January. I have played Code Vein 1. Don't remember a lot about it.
That's the Final Fantasy Tactics remake that's coming out.
Yeah, that's out literally this week. Is it? Is it this week?
I think so. Yeah, I
think it came out today.
It came out today. We'll be possibly talking about that on next week's show then. Yes, came out today. There you go.
Oh, this looks suitably strange. It's called Let It Die Inferno.
Yeah.
I think this is like the third game in the series.
Yeah, I've not heard of this series.
With that. No, it looks a bit weird. It looks like it's some sort of multiplayer PvP sort of. I don't know if it's an extraction game or it's got some elements of that to it.
Yeah.
Looks a bit too though for me. This looks interesting though. This was from a script, The Endless End. So you kind of get stuck in like some manuscripts and your character's got to try and find a way out. So
yeah, I like
books.
It's cool how everything shifts when the books and the pages fall and everything. I thought it was some clever little elements to that one. So that might be one to look out for.
Yeah, that piqued my interest. Crimson Desert. This just got a release date alongside a new
Yeah,
trailer.
it's obviously originally supposed to be out this year. Did feature in our top 50 games to look out for this year, but obviously got pushed back. At least it's got a release date now.
The couples look pretty spectacular in the trailer, but I'd be interested to see what the open world is going to be like. It's going to be another big open world game.
There you go, March 19th. Then had these new wireless
PC
speakers.
Which can tilt backwards.
Beautiful.
Probably ludicrously expensive.
Yeah.
Wouldn't surprise me.
They look cool, but probably will cost an arm and a leg. Sometime next year they come out.
Oh, and then this was the update they was talking about for Gran Turismo called Spec Free, which I think comes out in December. Things adding a fair amount of content, I think new courses, new cars and stuff.
Yeah.
So there should be a decent update by the sound of it. So I like that game, so I'm going to look forward to that. Gives me an excuse to get the racing wheels set back up again.
Yeah. Then to celebrate the anniversary, which is something we did talk about, saying it would come out, is the God of War controller. We talked about that quite a while back. We said that they were going to bring one out, didn't we?
Yeah, because they did that, and then I thought it was going to be a God of War reveal next, but it's ordered to Sony Studios. But we got Wolverine, which pretty cool.
Nobody thought we were going to get.
And it looks very, very violent, which is grand.
It looks fantastically violent.
Claws through the face there, tearing people apart.
That bit reminds me of the 360 game, which was also excellent.
Yeah, I've never played it. I heard good things about it.
Yeah, that really was good. It's one of those things where the game was better than the film.
Yeah, the Wolverine game on the 360 is one of the best superhero games ever made, as far as I'm concerned.
So, really looking forward to that. And we haven't got an exact date, but
it'll be late next year, probably like September, October, something.
Yeah, they tend to drop the Spider-Man games then. So, but there you go. Thank you to IGN for letting me rip that. So there you go. But yeah, I think for me, I'm like you, Dave. The two games that I was most interested in was the first one and the last one, and then not really fussed about most of the stuff in the middle. There was a couple of things that I'm like, oh, I'll keep my eye on that.
Yeah. I think a lot of stuff in the middle, because this was like Tokyo Game Show week, wasn't it? A lot of it was focused for the Japanese market. So I don't know if you watched Microsoft showcase. That was really heavily for the
I didn't bother.
Crowd. It was fucking rubbish. I thought that's a little waste of time. I didn't even bother watching it. I started it, and there was nothing there. I quickly looked to see what else was announced. And apart from like a brief teaser for Forza Horizon 6 at the end.
Oh yeah.
In the Xbox One that remotely interested me.
No.
At least Sony had a couple of interesting things in there. A couple of things I would definitely play.
Yeah. Brian, what were your top picks from that?
Well, definitely, Saros is definitely my top pick. I think Returnal is the best game of this generation so far.
Yeah.
So more of that, yes, please. But I was, prior to seeing the trailer for Wolverine, I was really concerned that they were going to go with another open world. And I don't think Wolverine would have suited an open world. So thankfully from that trailer, there's no hint that it's going to be. I mean, they haven't said yes or no either way on that one.
Yeah.
But as I say, the Wolverine game that came out on 360 is absolutely superb. So it looks like it's going down that route, and I'm really hoping that it does.
Yeah.
I'll definitely play that as well.
Yeah.
But those are the main two from the presentation.
Okay. Quickman said the Tokyo Game Show had an hour-long virtual fighter panel, which precisely nothing got revealed. Felt like I wanted a refund and it was free to watch. Damn. Dank said, even the Ally price wasn't in the Xbox presentation because an outlet leaked it a few hours before. Crazy, innit? And that comes out next month, apparently. The Rogue Ally X and Rogue Ally. So we'll talk about more about that. But there you go, folks. That is our recap of the state of play. But yeah, definitely excited for those two games. We seem to be in agreement there. If there's any games that you like the look of, let us know in the chat. Let's move on to our next game, which was mentioned in there because there was mentioned new characters that will be coming to the game soon, and a game that I am also looking forward to playing.
And we'll also be streaming next week because this came out on the same day as Silent Hill F. This came out last Thursday on PS4, 5, Xbox Series X, S1, Switch, Switch 2, and PC. And this cross-platform, believe it or not, which is even better. This is Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. Let's have a look at the trailer for this. There you go. All the logos, PlayStation and Sega. So we've seen a number of people playing this. Gilfly says he's seen One-Handed Gamer, who was a guest on this very show, play it. We raided Faz last week, and he was playing it. I know people enjoyed it. iQuail's brought up that apparently the Switch 2 version got delayed. Is that correct? It says Switch 2 got delayed to the end of the year for digital and next year physical. If someone can confirm that, let me know, because I didn't hear about that. It did, yeah. A quick man said, okay, that's interesting. So is that both Switch and Switch 2? Let me know. Be interesting to see. But it's out on pretty much everything else. But this is the fourth of these games, isn't it, Dave, in a long-running series? I very much enjoyed these, I have to say. So
it's been going a long time. I've honestly never played one of them, though. Yeah, my usual kart race is the Mario Kart series. So I've played loads of those over the year. Although I think at the moment this one's perhaps poised to take the sort of crown away from Mario Kart perhaps this year. Because I don't know if everyone's really quite as enamoured with Mario Kart World as perhaps Nintendo were hoping. I think some of the like the open world stuff and the in between, A to B tracks aren't quite as favourable as just a standard circuit race in that one. So perhaps more people might gravitate towards this one because this is more of your standard circuits that you're going to be racing around. And the main hooky in this one is the whole cross worlds mechanic, where whoever is in the lead at a point in the race gets to pick which of the worlds does everyone's going to go to for like the next part of the race. So that sounds quite cool. So, it changes from one environment to the next, and bringing Sonic, it's another excuse to race around with Sonic and his pals and various guest stars. They've shown us a few so far. You saw in the PlayStation a few of the Mega Man characters are coming in as well.
Yeah,
and no doubt there'll be more getting added in the coming weeks and months. So it looks like a pretty decent car racer to me.
Yeah,
and as you say, it's cross-platform as well, so hopefully should be a good population there for multiplayer.
Yeah, apparently there's no two-player online mode, so if you're doing couch co-op you can't do that like Mario Kart. You can, but the fact it's cross-platform and everything actually beats compared to what Mario Kart World can do. But there's been a lot of characters announced. Obviously we saw the thing with Mega Man, Rocket Man. I know we got Ichiban from Like a Dragon, Steve from Minecraft, we got Joker from Persona, amongst a number of other. And I think there's loads more to be announced. And I think you can see them in the menus as well. So that's really cool. Brian, your thoughts on this one?
This is one of the games that I have actually bought from this list, and it didn't get off to the best of starts with me. I must admit, the first few hours that I was playing it, I didn't really like it at all. Took a while, but the more I've played it, the more it started to gel with me.
Okay.
I still don't think it's quite as good as Sonic and All Stars Transformed was back in the day.
That's been my favourite out of the 3 so far. I'll be honest.
But it is a massive improvement on Team Sonic Racing.
Yeah,
which was the last one.
Yeah.
I think there are as many really great tracks on this one as there are awful ones.
Yeah.
And so there are moments when I'm absolutely loving it, and then suddenly it'll be like, oh, it's this track. But I am starting to gel with how you're supposed to play it now.
Yeah,
because there's so many different ways of getting boost on this one. Like you can you can tailgate cars in front, you can drift around corners, you can do your stunts in the air, and you need to learn how to do all of it.
Yeah,
and chain it all together. I still think I'm winning races more out of luck than skill.
Yeah,
and the rubber banding is pretty horrendous.
Okay,
but I think you expect to get a bit of rubber banding in kart races, because there's always been a bit of rubber banding in kart games.
It happens.
But I mean, there have been instances in this one where I've crossed the line at the end of the first lap in last place.
Yeah,
and by the end of the second lap, I'm in second or first.
Nice. Okay,
and that shouldn't really happen.
Okay,
if you're in last place, it should be a struggle to get back to the first.
That's true.
Again, but I am enjoying it. I'm not saying it's a bad game, because it's not.
Yeah.
But it's one of those frustrating ones that could be better.
Yeah. Okay.
I think I'm probably hypercritical with racing games because I play more of them than anything else.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, I love the first 2, and I agree that so far Sonic Racing Transformed is the best one. Obviously, I can't come on this new one because I haven't played it yet. I felt that Sonic Team Racing was a bit of a step down. I also think they cheated because they were rehashing tracks from previous games where it's like all the other ones, you got lots of new tracks. So I was a little bit disappointed with the Team Kart one, but it was still a good game. So I am looking forward to this, but it'd be interesting to see how it fits in. And again, like some people, because I never had access to Mario Kart because I didn't have a Switch or an N64 or whatever, this was my replacement, and I love these games. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. So we'll see how this goes. But we will be streaming this hopefully next week or maybe the week after. I'm just going to put this. The first 2 of these were straight up better than Mario Kart, in my opinion. Then the third one was mediocre. Agree with you. This one is more of a return to form. Some of the dialogue is generally hilarious. Eggman says, "Let's bury the hatchet," metaphorically speaking. No Meg says, "Only if the burial site is your metaphorical head." I like that. Apotos is a track some people do not like. Dave Johnson says, "I'm a huge Persona fan. The stream's Resident RPG guy, obviously. But why are still seeing Joe Keaton in other games when Persona 5 Royal came out ages ago? I get he was popular, but there are so many newer, more relevant characters. Royal was 2020. Because it's Sega owned, that's why. Same as we're getting Ichiban. Game was designed to be closer to a Sega arcade racer than a kart racer. I can feel it. I definitely prefer it to Mario Kart. I play a lot of arcade races that makes me not like Mario Kart as much because it feels like it doesn't want you to learn or get good. I'll be honest, I do enjoy Mario Kart World, but I don't bother with any of the open world stuff. I just play races and that's it. I've got no time for that open world stuff.
Oh, the open world's a bit pointless.
Yeah. I love the handling on this one. Drift heavy and super arcadey. Weapons are a little bit unbalanced though. That's my nitpick. I definitely think Sonic Team Racing is the only meh one. This is as good as the first 2 for me. Interesting. Well, I'll have to see.
I definitely agree with that about the weapons.
Yeah, definitely about. There you go. Anyway, let's see. Get your scores in, folks. We got a little bit waylaid with this one with all the comments on the one. So get your scores in. What do you think that this got? Now, while we're getting the scores collated, I realised I didn't give Dave his shout out
because he got Silent
I
Hill
forgot as
F right. So while you're getting your scores in the chat, Dave, how would you like your first shout out?
Do a bit of spinning, mate.
Okay, bit of spinning. Here we go. This one's for Silent Hill F. Dave! I just kicked something over. It's gone flying.
Nothing breakable, I hope.
No, it's all good.
Wasn't that priceless Ming Vase you keep in the corner, was it?
No. I broke that weeks ago. So there you go. So there you go. Scores coming in now. Danker, 8 out of 10 for this one. iQuail, 9. Retro Shazar, 7. Quickman, for me, it's a 9, but Sonic Tax means I'm going to say 8. Flame, 7.5. Dave Johnson, 8. Ems, 8.5. Dave, what say you on this one?
I'm going to try an 8.5.
8.5, okay. Brian, what do you reckon?
I'm going to say an 8.5. My personal score is an 8, but I will say 8.5 for the review scores.
Okay, all right. Any more for any more? Hopefully, it wasn't one of the dogs that got booted. No, the dogs are not here, luckily. So there you are. I'm actually a Sonic fan at heart. I read the comics and all, so I'm biased. It's fine to be biased. So, last chance, folks. This is Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, which came out last Thursday on PS4, 5, Xbox Series X, S1, Switch 2 at some other time, apparently, and PC. And I can tell you that, again, this did divide people. This time, I think IGN did the swap. They gave this the 9 out of 10. GameSpot gave this a 7 out of 10. But generally, most reviews were very favourable, and you can pretty much guess where this is going to go. And this landed with a 8 out of 10. So there you go. 8 out of 10 for this one, folks. So it's good. Go check it out. Whether I think it's as good as the first two, we shall have to see. I'll give my opinion next week or the week after when me and Mr. Johnson have figured out where we're putting it in the schedule. So you go. Moving swiftly on, I'm going to say, yeah, Dave. Dave Johnson, well done for getting that right. So I'm going to blow my nose because I've got a bit of the sniffles, so I apologise. There you go. Woo! Well done, Dave Johnson, for getting that one right. Also, iQuail over on YouTube got that right. So there's only 2 people. Most people went a bit higher with their scores. There you go. Quickman said 8 as well. The person is a 9. And do you know what? Let's give our guest a shout out because Brian did say for him it was an 8, but he thinks the review is going to go 8.5. So I think that's worth giving our guest a shout out. We have all the links in both in all the chats, please. There you go. That's how we work that one. Now, moving on to our next game, which also came out on Thursday. This is a timed exclusive. Early access was on PC, but now the 1.0 version is out. But you can now get this on Switch and Switch 2. This was very highly ranked as a game of the year when the original came out. Is the second one going to hit the dizzy heights? Is going to come to PlayStation, Xbox, literally, I think in a few months' time. So this is something that a lot of people have been looking forward to. Me as well. But no, I'm not going to play it on Switch just yet. I'm going to try and play it on something else. But this is Hades 2.
In the name of Hades. All right, it's time. No! Back again.
Let us strike.
Heed now my will.
Are you prepared for another hard lesson?
Nothing clears the mind like a refreshing soak. Care to accompany me?
Good letting off some steam sometimes.
You'll flourish here. Shades, you're free. See you in the crossroads.
So what's up? I call upon the moon and draw you down.
I vow to shine for you.
Don't be afraid. Death. Don't forget all that the Titan took from you.
Family has your back, surprised as they are about this.
Some more knickknacks coming right up.
Which way?
The stuff of nightmares.
I can do this.
I would like to see you try.
Death to Kronos.
There we go, folks. That is Hades 2, which is out now. Yes, I did, Dave. Thank you for noticing that. I think it's bullshit. Oh, it keeps saying that. I don't know whether that's true. I don't know, but it's not coming up on the YouTube thing, so no idea. Let's just see if I do.
Did you get a permanent ban?
Yeah, let's see if I get a permanent ban. It's really weird. I don't know why that's coming up because we've never had that problem before. But it's not saying it on the chat. Pranking. There you go. Told you. Prank. I was like, fuck it, ignore it. There you go. You certainly got Dave. I was like, is it? I was just like, let's see what happens in 3 minutes. Get permanently banned. There's just no fucks given by me. It's like, yeah, I've been doing this for 5 years.
There's other platforms to stream on, isn't there?
Yeah, we'll just do the show on another platform. It's fine. We're not fussed. But there you go. So yeah, Hades 2 is a timed exclusive on Switch, and literally will be coming to other platforms. Obviously, we know that the early access was already on PC, etc. Danka was saying, am I going to cover this in October? Probably not, because I know I can't get a copy on Switch. Like, I'd have to physically buy one. But I've been told I might be getting a copy when it comes out on other platforms. So I'm going to kind of hold off and hopefully play it maybe later in the year, I hope, or cover it later in the year, because I am looking forward to it. But yes, Hades 2, after the massively successful Hades. Tell us a bit more about it, Dave.
Yeah, so in this one, you're playing as, I think it's Melino, who is the daughter of Hades, and in this one, you're on a quest to defeat Kronos, the Titan of Time. Now, very much like the original game, this is another roguelike. It's got the same graphical style to it, which was a good graphical style in the first game. It looks just as good in this one. I think it's really quite striking. Everything looks fairly easy to read as well, because it is quite zoomed out when you're playing around in the game, so you want it to be clear, so you can work out where you are, where all the enemies are, what's coming at you. It looks like it's sort of kept that readability to it, which is cool. And it sounds like that they've managed to avoid that, the problem with the sequel where you could add too much extra stuff, spoil some systems, make it feel a bit overstuffed in places.
Yeah,
sounds like they've sort of just added the right amount. Like each of the sort of systems, they've changed combat a little bit, because your new character is more of a magic focused character, different to Zagreus in the first one. It's a bit more sort of melee focused.
Yeah.
So you've got a different feeling, combat system there. Still lots of options for build crafts and weapons to pick to tweak it to your particular style. And one sort of change you got to the start of each run is you have a choice of 2 paths in this one at the start of each run. So you can either go down to the underworld, or you can go up to the surface to like Mount Olympus. So it gives you a couple of different options for each run. What you want to do. Focus on quests in each area. So that gives you a slightly different path. So if one's causing you trouble, go and do the other one. Power up in there, then go and tackle the one that was causing you trouble before.
Hmm.
But it just sounds like it is, still the game you like, just with a few bits improved here and there.
Yeah.
And I've seen nothing but good things about it so far. So I think for anyone who did enjoy the original, you're going to enjoy this one.
Yeah, more of the same. Brian?
Definite Game of the Year contender, this one. I have bought this one on the Switch too.
Right, okay.
But I have not played it as much as I want to yet.
Right, okay.
I'm setting aside Thursday to just play it as much as I can.
Cool.
But you can tell that this is a developer who know exactly what they're doing. What I have played of it so far has made me laugh on quite a few occasions with some of the writing in it. The characters are fantastic.
Right.
I can't really have a bad word to say about it so far. Nice. But I think I've only played it for about an hour so far.
Okay.
But that's enough. That's enough for me to know that I am going to definitely want to sink my teeth into this one a lot more.
Right.
And I have seen some of the reviews for this one, so I know I know what IGN gave it for starters.
Yeah. Okay. All right then. Well, let's see if that actually turned into the actual average score. Folks, a couple of scores. If you just tuned in and watching, we don't review the games. We take the average score from all the reviewers from all the sites from basically all over the place. So Dank is coming in with a 9.5. So we're talking high here. We're talking high. Terry's saying a 9. iQuell saying a 9.5. Flame saying an 8. Brian, let's start with you then.
I'll say 9. I'll say 9.5 because I've seen quite a few 5-star reviews.
Yeah.
And I know IGN gave it 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
So
okay.
So yeah, I'll go with a 9.5.
Okay. All right. Ems is going with a 9. Retro Shazar saying 8. Girlfly is coming with a 9.5. Dave, what say you?
Oh, like Brian, I'd seen quite a few reviews, including that IGN one, so I was thinking 9.5 as well.
Okay, 9.5. Folks, this is your last chance. Get your scores in. This is Hades 2, which came out last Thursday on Switch and Switch 2, and will be out on other platforms very soon. And you're quite rightly so. A number of reporters did give this game a 10 out of 10. IGN being one of them. I think GameSpot also gave it a 10 out of 10. And then there's some that it did just dip slightly below. But the question is this going to be our second 10 out of 10 game for this year? Obviously, with Silksong getting that. But what was interesting about Silksong is a week later, the average score had dropped. So again, take this with a pinch of salt. Because this might go up. This could go down. I'll tell you one thing. It certainly won't go up because this, on average, did work out as a 10 out of 10.
Oh, nice.
And it is our second game this year on this show that got a 10 out of 10. So we will check back next week to see what the average is. I will work out the average on, because there's bound to be more reviews and scores and stuff. Is it sitting on about a 9.5 on Metacritic? I think. I didn't actually bother to check whether it's moved since I looked. Let's have a look. What's it sitting at? Just out of interest. Yeah, but a 9.4. So that's, if you round that up, that's a 9.5 on Metacritic. So there you go. There you go, folks. There you go. A 10 out of 10. 100% deserved. Holy cow. Way to go, devs. So no one got that right because no one put a 10.
I can understand it for this game, but I can't understand it for Silksong.
Yeah.
Silksong's not as good as Shinobi or Ninja Gaiden Ragebound or Ninja Gaiden Ragebound as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I think Shinobi is better than Ragebound, but I really enjoyed Ragebound. Tried Silksong. It's all right. I'm not as enamored with it as I was Shinobi. So, yeah, there you go. I think there was a bit too much hype put on that one, but still a good game, just not as good as those games. Anyway, let's talk some gaming news. So, just been talking about Nintendo Switch. And one game that is also going to be coming to Nintendo Switch very, very soon, on the same day as it comes to everything else, is Resident Evil 9, or as they're calling it, Resident Evil Requiem. Now, Capcom have stated that it made sense to put it out on the Switch because a lot of Nintendo players didn't really get to play the last couple of Resident Evil games on the Switch. Now, you could play Biohazard and Village on a cloud gaming kind of version, which wasn't great. So they basically put Resident Evil Village on a Switch 2 when they got the dev kit, and it ran beautifully. And they went, if it can run Village, it can run Requiem. So it said it was an easy decision to make. And when they tested it, it worked really well. So therefore, as you may already know, because it was in the Nintendo Direct, in February, if you've missed out on the Resident Evil games, you will get Resident Evil Requiem in February. And on the same day, Village and Biohazard, so you can get to play them, and it's none of this cloud-based crap that didn't work on the normal Switch. But what's interesting is you've got a game like that does run, and they've said it runs well, and we'll see if it runs well because we'll check out the reviews when it comes out in February. But then in the same week, Borderlands 4, which we talked about on last week's show, this week the Switch 2 version was due to come out, and it's now been postponed indefinitely because they're saying they can't get it running. So you kind of go, hang on, Resident Evil Requiem looks like a far more technical, graphical game than Borderlands 4. So what on earth is going on here with this?
Probably comes down to the game engine difference at the end of the day, because Resident Evil 1's use the RE engine, which is a pretty good engine. It's impressive that it does scale well enough to the Switch 2 for them to be really happy with it, not to twiddle the settings too much and get it out. Whereas Borderlands 4 is on Unreal Engine 5, which does come up time and time again when you get poor performing games, especially on the PC side. I've been blamed a lot for stutters in the games, poor frame rates, things like that. It does seem like whilst the engine's got a lot of good points to it, it does have performance issues, and so I guess Borderlands devs they've still got PC performance issues to try and sort out. Don't know what it's like on console. You've played on console, haven't you?
Yeah, I had absolutely no problems. Last week.
It's probably not too bad on there. I think PC's still got a bit of a work to do. Perhaps they're trying to concentrate on that, get that into a better state, and then take what they've learned to improve performance there and bring that to the Switch 2 version, so they can improve that when it does come out. Because last thing you want to do is release it on there and it perform like a bag of shit. You don't want any more bad publicity. You don't want Randy going back on telling you to sell your Switch 2 and get a high-end gaming PC to play it.
So, Brian, your thoughts?
I love me a bit of Resident Evil, so anywhere I can play them is good. Is good as far as I'm concerned. Didn't have any issues with Borderlands on the Xbox, but I don't know about anything. I don't know about anything else. I mean, Requiem is right up there as one of the games that I'm looking forward to the most at the moment, because I loved both Resident Evil 7 and Village. So I can't wait to play that one.
I'm very much looking forward to it. It's been no surprises. It will probably be in our top 50 games to look out for next year, or top 40, or whatever I decide to write over the Christmas break. But very much looking forward to that one. Let's move on to our next game, something a bit more indie, which also came out last Thursday. This is out on PC and Mac, and this is called Consume Me. There you go. That is Consume Me. Good evening, Chaotic. I was watching Chaotic stream. She was covering all the stuff from the horror game showcase earlier today. So there was some really good games on that. So great to see you. Sorry I had to duck out because obviously doing this, but really enjoyed your stream, Chaotic. So great to see you here. Dave, tell us a little bit about this one because it's quite intriguing.
Yeah, it's one of those games. Yeah, I think at first glance, when you're looking at the trailer, you're looking at it thinking, doesn't really look like much. Graphically, it looks a bit, can't really sort of tell what it's doing gameplay wise. When you see it come up with all those awards that it's won, so you're kind of then thinking, well, it must have something to it if it's got all these. And it does actually sound quite interesting because it's meant to be a bit of a sort of slice of life type sort of sim. You're playing as like a teenage girl called Jenny who's dealing with typical sort of teenage angst things, like dieting, academics, relationships, her own self-worth, things like that. So it's got very serious themes to it, but it's using a lot of humour to work through these. And the sort of gameplay in it, I've seen it described as a bit like sort of WarioWare in a way, because it's a lot of mini games.
Yeah,
it's like a sort of Tetris one to try and fit in all the food on your dinner plate. There's other ones where you can see go along a path walking your dog, so you got to spin and then stop to try and avoid obstacles or pick things up. So it's lots of little quick mini games like that going through her like day to day, for various things that she's got to do in each day. And with each thing that you're doing, you're building up stats as well, which is feeding into a little sort of RPG-like system in the background.
Yeah.
So there's quite a lot more to it, really, than first glance from the trailer.
More complex.
Yeah, I'd say it does actually sound quite good. I don't think it's a particularly long game, probably like these sort of 80-ish hour mark, something like that, which is perfectly good for what it is. But at first look, it doesn't look that much, but I think dig a bit deeper into it, and it actually does sound like it'd be quite an interesting little game to play with some interesting things to say.
No, it looks good. I quite like the look of this one as well. Brian, your thoughts on this one?
It looks like it's another example of how much innovation and there is in the indie game market these days. That's where you go for. That's where you go to for all the good ideas these days. It doesn't look like a game that I would play personally, but that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It's nice to broaden your horizons and have new ideas. I mean, I honestly didn't think that I would play. What was it called? Is This Seat Taken? When that came out on the Switch, I didn't think I'd play that one, but I ended up buying it because it was quite cheap and really enjoying it. So you never know. I might end up doing the same with this one. It doesn't scream "buy me" for me personally, but there's definitely a market out there for games like that.
Yeah. Again, for me, it's like if I can get a copy or I get it turns up on Game Pass when it comes out to console, I'd give this a go. It's one of those. But then it also could just pass me by because obviously I tried out 2T earlier in the year at the London Gaming Show.
Yes.
And that came out and I was going to stream it and it's come and gone and I've never played it since. And never streamed it. So it's one of them that it's either I'm going to get some coverage or it's not. I like the look of it, just whether I get round to it or not.
That was incredibly bizarre.
Yeah. 2T was, yeah. And it's a shame because that was actually, I noticed it was in a recent video of games that literally you blinked and you missed because it was quite hyped and then it just did nothing. And it was in the top 10 games that have just failed, unfortunately, which is a shame because it is a really good game, but nobody really paid any attention to it, unfortunately. But there you go. Right, folks, what do we reckon this got? Get your scores in. This is Consume Me, which came out last Thursday on PC and Mac. Danka has put a 7 out of 10. So get your scores in. Starting with Dave on this one.
Well, I'll try a 9 for this one since it's got loads of awards in the trailer.
Ooh, okay. Going for a 9. Okay, for all the awards, going for a 9. Terry said going the opposite direction, a 5.5 for this one. Okay. iQuell going middle ground, 7.5. Brian, what do you reckon?
I'll go for a 6.5.
6.5. Okie dokie. Retro Jazar saying a 6. And any more scores, get them in now. This is our penultimate game of the night. Flame saying a 7. M saying a 7. Chaotic saying a 7. Oh, no more. This is Consume Me, which came out last Thursday on PC and Mac. And I can tell you that this consumed 7 out of 10. Perfectly decent. So well done to Chaotic, well done to Ems, well done to Flame, and well done, Mr. Danker, who's think pretty much got almost right. It's either 1 or 2 he's not quite got yet, but he's done pretty well tonight. So well done on that. So if you do want to go check it out, it's got a decent score. Now, Sony announced that the PlayStation 5 is now their most successful console of all time, because at the Tokyo Game Show, they announced that it has done $136 billion in sales. If you want to know how the stats go for, it surpassed the PS4 with 107 billion, and then the PS3 at 71 billion, PS2 at 44 billion, and the original PlayStation at 24 billion. But this is why we say Sony have announced, because there is something that you have to take into account, because it technically isn't actually the amount of money they've made on all consoles. What they have cleverly done is they've taken basically the periods of time that the console came out to present day, because most of that 136 billion is still made up of PlayStation 4 sales during COVID times and other equipment that was sold, such as PS Portals and other things. So actually, the figures are a bit skewed. So this is why we say to Sony are saying. So I would like to know how it's done. It probably still is the best-selling PlayStation, I assume. But whether it's actually done $136 billion in sales is not technically correct. So I thought that was an interesting one. Why do you think they lump? Why didn't they just go with the figures that what it actually sold rather than lumping it in with what they made in a period of time? What do we think, guys?
It just looks better, doesn't it, for a news story? Put it in a press release, it just looks impressive. Saying it's the best one out of all of them so far.
Also makes their investors happy.
True. But then this comes out and you kind of go, well, it sounds like you're trying to cheat your investors.
Mm-hmm. Personally, I think that this has been the most disappointing PlayStation generation for quite a while.
Yeah.
I think only the PS3 is worse in terms of PlayStation consoles. Yeah. My PlayStation 5 I got on launch, and it sits at the end of my TV bench over there, gathering dust between games. Hardly ever getting used. I play everything else on Xbox.
Yeah.
I think they can sell as many consoles as they want. My problem is that they're not releasing any games that I want to play.
Yeah.
So, what Sony have managed to do is they've convinced the world that gaming means PlayStation.
Yeah.
So anybody out there who's a casual gamer who just wants to play FIFA or Call of Duty is buying a PlayStation to play it on.
Yeah.
Because that's what they think they have to do. But there's so much more to gaming than just a PlayStation.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's an interesting... I don't use my PS5 as much as I use my Xbox Series X, just because I also think that what they chuck on... I also find the fact that there's a lot of stuff that goes to Game Pass first, which then when it comes off Game Pass gets chucked onto PS Plus, and I'm like, well, I've already played that, so the PS Plus offering isn't that great. I mean, I've got the luxury of the consoles, but if I didn't, then maybe I'd feel differently about my PlayStation 5. But it is, for me, the lesser console that I use.
I think the PlayStation Plus offerings this month are all ones that were on Game Pass, aren't they? So.
Yeah, I don't think Alan Wake 2 has ever been on Game Pass, but I had Alan Wake 2 on day of release, and it was my game of the year back in 2023. So
yeah, I bought that one.
I'm not going to play that on PlayStation.
I bought it on Xbox when it came out as well.
Yeah. So it's an interesting one. Danker says Sony is unreliable with figures after all they found PS2 systems out the back conveniently when Nintendo announced figures. John Unisuckle says, sorry, hi. But first, they also said most profitable and not best-selling, whereas PS2 is the best-selling console ever. Sorry, Sony, you just can't top yourself with a system that's 4 times the price of the 2 1/4 the quality. There you go. So there you go. Swiftly moving on, because we're getting close to the end of the show. Our final game tonight was actually featured in Chaos Extreme in the horror game thing. This came out on Friday on PC, Xbox Series X and S, and PS5. And if I'm right in saying, Suda51 has got a say in this one.
Yes.
This is Hotel Barcelona.
Rated M for mature.
There you go. That's Hotel Barcelona. Thank you to Devi, who's lurking. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you lurking. Danker's just brought something up. All right, I'm gonna state this. I do not agree with his statement, so take this with a pinch of salt. But he said, got to admit, Sony reward program is better than Microsoft. After all, they adapted the reward program again as of tomorrow. Yeah, but it's come under massive fire. I'm going to state this. They had the PS Stars thing, which frankly wasn't very good from the start. But if you got enough things for doing quests, you could buy games or other items. The new thing that they've adopted now is you can do certain trophies in games and unlock stuff to then get access to pay for items, i.e. a limited edition t-shirt for $30 or a pin for $25. That is not a good rewards program, and loads of people are kicking off about it. Xbox rewards program, I just claimed another 3 months of Ultimate for free. Again, I've got Ultimate until February 2027. I have never paid for Ultimate since 2020. Or you can buy vouchers.
Same here.
Yeah, so I'm going to say this, Danker. That rewards program that Sony has come up with is absolute dog shit, because you are not getting anything. You are basically getting access to be able to buy something that you have to then use your money. Yeah. But there you go. There you go. I'm just stating that out there. I think it's shocking, the PlayStation thing.
Rant over?
Yes, rant over. Let's move on. Tell us about Hotel Barcelona.
Yes, this is a 2.5D roguelike action game. It's come from Suda51 and Swery, who are both fairly well-known game devs. Both made some, a number of games over the years that, be on the janky side, but end up getting sort of the cult classic status. So they sort of come together to make this one. You're playing as a character who's called Justine, who's a rookie federal marshal who has been possessed by a serial killer called Dr. Carnival. And you kind of find yourself at this strange hotel called the Hotel Barcelona, and you've got to try and fight your way out. So I think all the floors are kind of themed on different horror movies. So you're going to see a lot of little callbacks like famous horror films. I've seen bits for the Jason Voorhees ones in there, with similar ones like Crystal Lake, stuff like that. So you'll see a lot of Easter eggs for famous horror films in there. The one sort of interesting thing it's got compared to other roguelike games is if you do fail a run, the next time you do that run, there'll be a ghost version of your character fighting along with you, and you can have up to 3 of them coming along. So if you've got multiple failed runs, you have a bit more help on that that fourth run through. You have 3 of them there fighting alongside you, which sounds like it might be quite cool. Otherwise, it's a fairly standard roguelike action game. Yep. Do a run, you'll die, but you'll start getting better the more you play it, because you'll learn a lot more skills and stuff like that. So looks all right. If you want another game from these guys, if you like what they've made before, then probably worth a look.
Yeah, I do like some of their games. Not all of them hit the mark for me.
Yeah, some are hit and miss, but they tend to get cult classic status, don't they?
Yeah.
I do love me a bit of Suda 51.
I do, yeah.
I mean, even his crap games are still worth playing, because they've just got something about them that makes you not want to stop playing. And because there was that No More Heroes spin-off one, wasn't there? That was a top-down one. It wasn't a great game by any stretch of the imagination, but I still played it all the way through and really enjoyed myself. And not to preempt what's coming up or anything, but I feel the same way about this one.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough, because this can be hit and miss. So we'll see. Folks, get your scores in for Hotel Barcelona. This came out on Friday on PC, Xbox Series X, and PS5. I think if Legendary JL is still in chat, he covered this, I think. He is still in chat. So I'd be interested to know what JL thinks of it, because I know he got sent a free copy of it. So please do tell us, JL. Danker's saying a 6 out of 10 for this one. Brian, I'll start with you then. What do you reckon this got?
I can see this getting quite a few low reviews.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to go for a 7 overall. Okay. Just because it has the quirkiness that you would expect from the two designers.
Yeah.
And I think that will raise it up a little bit.
Okay. Well, there's a couple of people that are agreeing with you, Ryan. iQuail, Retro Shazar, Flame, Tero, all saying 7. Drawn Unicycle saying a 7.5, so slightly higher. Dave, what say you for our last game of the night?
I'll try a 7.5.
7.5 as well. Okay. All right. Folks, last chance, last game of the night. So last chance to get your shout outs. M's coming in with a 7.5. This is Hotel Barcelona, which came out last Friday on PC, Xbox Series X and S, and PS5. Chaotic coming in with a 7 there. So it's all very 7s and 7.5s. So if there are no more scores in the chat, I can tell you, John Unicef says, I just wanted to be optimistic for once, Mag. That's absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. I could tell you this didn't do as well because this got a 6 out of 10. But it's still good because 6 is good. It's not bad. Please remember that. Everyone's like, 7 out of 10 must be shit. It's not how this works, people. Not how this works. We're not IGN. So, yeah, 6 out of 10.
That's a 0 out of 8 for me.
Yeah. But we'll drop your links in anyway then, Brian. We'll drop your links in. They are pinned to Twitch, but let's drop Brian's links. 0 out of 10. We'll give you some shout outs for effort.
I've been better at predicting the scores on weeks when I've just watched.
Do you know what? It's funny. We have had, because I know because you watched the show, you've watched the show last couple of weeks and before, and it's so funny that we have had guests that have said the same thing. I know. It's not technically not buckling under the pressure because we don't make this we don't put pressure on our guests. But yeah, there you go. But there are all the links. Go support the Patreon, which is just launched. Go support the YouTube channel, and there's all the Insta and Twitter. But we're going to go shout out to all the other people that got 6 out of 10. Danker got 6 out of 8 tonight. Well done, Danker. It's good going. But yeah, Danker got that one right on YouTube. I think everyone else was a little bit higher. It's because Mag is grilling you. No, it's not. It's not. Anyway, we'll have more games for you next week, but our last news story of the night is obviously a big one because this literally landed yesterday. Because Electronic Arts, as we all know now, EA is officially, if it all goes through, going private in a massive $55 billion investment deal. So what does this mean? This is technically the biggest deal ever for a gaming company, but it means it's 100% takeover. The company will go private. No shares will be allowed, so you won't be able to buy shares anymore.
Oh, what share?
Yeah, I don't think people are that bothered about it. EA Sports is in the share price, which is low. But all the partners and execs and staff are all staying. So nothing really changes in that respect. And if this all goes through,
this will not actually happen because these deals can take a long time. This will not happen until early 2027. So we're talking about a year and a bit before this goes through. But what does it also mean? It means they're actually going to take and buy a lot of the debt that EA has got currently. And we were talking this before we actually started the show. So it's going to get rid of that debt. 30 billion, you wouldn't get out of bed that, would you? I don't know. But it means that properties, it's comprised of 3 companies. Let me get this right. PIFE, Silver Lake, and Infinity Partners. So they're the ones that have like come together to do this deal. It means that games such as FC26, which has just come out, Sims, people were worried about the Sims, all this sort of stuff they've said is safe. Those sort of games are going to continue to, come out every year, or DLCs churned out, etc., etc., etc. But they also said planned games are not being affected at the moment. We'll see if that changes over the next couple of months, because they mentioned the likes of the new Iron Man game, the fact that there is going to be another Jedi Knight game. Obviously, we had Jedi Survivor, Jedi Fallen Order, so there's a third one coming of those, which I'll be honest, I didn't know that was announced, but apparently that is a thing from Respawn. And obviously the Mass Effect game that we've heard absolutely bugger all about for years. They basically gave us a teaser poster and that was it. Jesse says, blimey, that's with slightly more than Timeless was worth. I doubt that. It's slightly more than what we were offered to buy Timeless from us. Let's just say that. But I didn't turn down 30 billion. If I turned down 30 billion, I'd need shooting. So what do we think about this? And my biggest question is, even though they've said, doesn't affect the staff, doesn't affect this, let's fast forward to 2027. Is that going to be the year where we go, EA are doing layoffs, EA have cancelled this game, EA have cancelled that game? Do we think that's what's going to happen? Because they'll be like, right, well, now we've spent 55 billion on you. We're streamlining people to get all our money back.
I'd be very surprised if it didn't happen that way. Because looking at the deal, I think you mentioned, like, was it 55 or 56 billion? I think 36 billion of that is kind of, don't know what they call equity, but 20 billion of it is a debt that EA now have to pay back to, I think, JP Morgan. It's like 20 billion of debt they didn't have before.
Yeah.
So, if you're a big company that's suddenly got that amount of debt, what are you going to do? You're going to fuck off a load of people, find ways to make things cheaper. I think the suggestion of using AI to do stuff like that, and probably over monetize the crap that you are putting out. So I would possibly expect some of the sports franchises to get a bit worse in that regard. So I gotta be honest, I'm not expecting great things from this, from some of the initial reactions I've seen. But it's still early days. We'll have to wait and see. You can't tell much from what the CEO says because they just sprout the usual word salad, marketing bullshit that means fucking nothing to anybody. So God knows, but I don't know. EA aren't the best at the best of times anyway with some of their games. Why they're done. I can't imagine they're going to improve at this.
No, I know.
But time will tell.
We'll see. If the deal goes through, because obviously even with the Microsoft Bethesda thing, that nearly fell through. And then eventually did go through.
I think with this one, because one of the partners, that Affinity, has got that Jared Kushner in, who's Trump's son-in-law.
Yeah.
I don't think the Americans will do any pushback against this one, quite honestly. It'll fly through.
I think that's, certain father-in-law obviously will make that deal happen, let's say, while doing a funny little dance, clearly.
I think it makes my hopes of another Burnout game even less likely.
Yeah. Do you know what? We should get Adam. I should drop Adam Sorkins a line and go, dude, just do it yourself. Just do it yourself. Make a new Burnout game. Soddy.
Spiritual successor.
We've got Recreation coming out this month.
Yes, we have.
So, fingers crossed that's good.
Yeah, fingers crossed. That's at the end of October, I believe. That's So that could be quite good. We've been waiting for that quite a bit of time, so looking forward to that. But there you go. There's a lot of citizen boycotts, though, says Drawn. Major staffing changes, corporate restructuring. Oh, we've heard it all. Yeah, so it could happen, but we'll have to tune in 2027 when we'll be talking about this again on this very show, Tuesday Night Gaming Chat, assuming we haven't been bought out for 55 billion. And me and David somewhere on a beach.
Someone offers 55 billion. Sell it, mate.
Yeah.
Sell it.
We'll be happy. There you go. Yeah. There you go, folks. That is it for another Tuesday Night Gaming Chat. That is our show. Thank you so much for watching, everyone on YouTube and on Twitch. And obviously, a massive thank you to our guest this week, Brian from the UK Gaming Network. Thank you so much, Brian.
Yes, thank you very much for having me on. It's been a lot of fun.
It's great to see you again. Great to have you here. Do check out the links. Please post the links again. They are pinned. There they are. Thank you, iQual, on Twitch and YouTube. Go click on that. Go support them because it is a really cool YouTube channel. Dave says, Mag, I will give you £3.50 for TNGC and another £2.50 for Timeless. I will consider that because that is a pretty good offer. John Unicycle is trying to lowball you with $1, but I don't think that's going to work. We're not going for the lowest offer. But there you go. Thank you to everyone who's been in chat tonight on both channels. Thank you so much to the mods for doing all their hard work and getting all the shout outs and everything done. We will be back next week with Tuesday Night Gaming Chat, where our guest will be, and I need to check because I've actually forgotten, will be, perfect. It will be Luke Earl, who is running the Tomb Raider 29 event in Derby in 2 weeks' time. So Luke will be on the show talking about that. I believe that event has literally sold out now. So he's going to be unveiling what is at that event. And he also said what he's going to be unveiling for the TR30 event next year. So he says he's happy to give us an insight into that. So he will be our guest on the show next week. Thank you so much to Dave, as always, my co-host that knows the most.
Pleasure.
And we will go do a raid over on Twitch and obviously YouTube. It will just end, but you can literally watch it on catch up straight away. Luke is a fantastic guy. He is. TR29. Who would go to that? See you there. Yes, Jesse will be doing official photography and I have been invited. So I'm looking forward to it. I'll see you there. And our cosplay winners from Timeless are going to be there as Lara Croft and Winston the Butler, which I think is fantastic because those costumes were amazing. Right, let's see who we can raid. Do you know what? I'm very tempted to do what happened to me last night when I was just about to finish my stream, and then Odd Trot's raided me, and he was like, "Go on, carry on, do more." And I was just like, "No." So he's probably not finishing, but I am gonna go raid him as a return favor. So I'm gonna go see John, who is watching. I have no idea. He's watching some telly stuff. Could be Blind Date for all I know. I have no idea. It's absolutely crazy. But he's wearing a very nice pirate's hat. So we'll do that. So let's go raid John over on his channel. And hopefully that's gone through, which it has. And all that leaves for me to say is wherever you are in the world, have a great morning, a great afternoon, or a great evening. And I shall see you tomorrow at 8:30 for what could potentially be the most rage-inducing stream of my career when I play Baby Steps. I can't wait. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care. Have a good night. See ya.
Good night.